Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading, and I hope you're very well. And it's actually a little bit earlier than I'm normally up because I'm in here with the trading room guys. It's just after 7 a.m. And so I'm just having a little look at the markets, and it could well be that I'm looking to short the euro this morning. So that's what I'm up to. And so it's a little bit on the early side, but at the same time, what I've been noticing of late is that the markets have sometimes been taking off a bit earlier. And having moves a bit earlier prior to sort of 7:30, 7:45. So I want to keep an eye on this, but at the same time, I want to go and get myself sorted out and get ready, so I can sit here and chat to the guys in the trading room. So I shall press pause for now, and we'll come back and have a look at this. Okay, so I'm just back. I'm actually going to initiate a short right here. So I've just gone short there with just one unit, one lot, and I'm going to put a stop up here. So I've just gone in at 28, and I'll put a stop up at 48. So I'm going to put a 20-point stop behind that. And if it does start to break down this morning, then I'll add to the position after 7:30. But I'm wanting to be in a little bit earlier here, just in case it starts to break whilst I'm off getting it ready. So at the moment, we've got a market which is just looking at the moment a little bit weak, but obviously it's a little bit early as well, so you never know for certain. Hence why I'm keeping the risk low for now. So if I get stopped out on this, then I'm still in the game. And if all of a sudden the volumes pick up after 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it starts firing up, then it's not really going to affect me too much. So that's what I've done for now. I'm going to put a stop in at 48, and I'll come back to this. Right, just back. I'm just going to get this second unit in. So I've just put the second unit short there on the euro dollar. Basically, they're just against the 8 a.m. pivot, but there's a little bit higher up here against this white line, my 5-minute 50 here. So I'm going to put a third unit there, and then I'll be putting my stops just up there all together collectively. And we'll see how this is going to go. We could be doing a big reversal, but we've had a little bit of negative momentum come in. And if this is just a retrace before then coming back down, then this will all be fine. So I've got that second unit in, and so I'm just going to get the stop in against that. So again, back up in the upper 40s on 12. One thing that I'm watching off screen is the pound versus the dollar. That's actually pretty strong so far this morning, in that it's holding up relatively well in its overall trend, and it's possible that the pound is maybe going to go for a breakout, and if that is the case, then we could see the euro pushing up here this morning, which obviously you see me getting stopped out. So we'll have to see, but so far we've just come up to that pivot. I'm very well aware that there's been some divergences down off of these lows, which have helped push this euro dollar up, but I'm seeing something on the bigger time frames that I saw that potential, and we've got a little smidgen of negative momentum has come in, so on the hourly charts, but we'll just see if how this is going to play out. It could just be that it's going to just chop. My only concern is that if it is just going to chop, I could still get stopped out up here, and then it still rolls over, which could be a real pain. But anyway, that's where we are at the moment, and I'm going to see if I can get a third unit in if we come up that little bit higher up to that 5-minute 50. And so I'm just watching this at the moment. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so I'm going to get this final unit in, so third unit short, but I'm talking to the guys in the trading room at the same time here this morning. And I was just saying to them, they don't need to go in with 3 units because there's more than enough. If it's going to work out, there'll be more than enough points in this, because of the targets I've got in play today. So we don't actually have to go in with lots of units. In fact, that's why I'm only going with 3, not going in with 4. So here's the let's bring it up. Here's the entries: 28, 34, 42. There's the 3 entries thus far. Now if I get stopped out, obviously it's not got too far to go to stop me out, but if I get stopped out, I'll probably lose 200, between £200 and £300, I guess, somewhere up there. So that's where we're at. There's not a lot more to do. This is just a case of seeing if this is going to play out. So for now, I shall press pause. If this does come up and stop me out, what I am going to intend to do is then, I was just saying to the guys in the room, I do have a plan B for today, but I'll discuss that with you a little bit later. Press pause for now. Okay, just back, and so I've been chatting away with the guys in the trading room all morning here. It's now, I say all morning, it's only 9:05 now. So we got up to that 5-minute 50 where I put that third unit in. It got close to my stop, but didn't quite get there. And so far it's rolled over, but it's still early days. We still need to get that defined break of these lows. Let's have a look at the account at the moment as it stands. So although it's the account, it's doing okay as far as the run's concerned. I was just having a good chat with the guys in the room that sometimes a trade like this you might already be loosening off and taking some profit, and but other times you're seeing a bigger picture, or what's going on in the bigger picture, and it doesn't warrant taking profits at this stage. So I'm still willing to, for this market, I say willing, I'm still willing to still have my stops right up there, not having banked anything, because and that this market could still come all the way back up and stop me out, and I'll have a loss of 200 odd pounds as it currently stands, because this is all based on that bigger time frame that I've been looking at this morning. So it does, the approach that you have is different to the markets on any one particular day. So at the moment what I'm looking for is hopefully if we can get a break here of these lows, and if we start to break, then that will be a good starting point. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and we can see that the euro's broken down a little bit now. So let's bring up the account, and what I do need to do is just move these stops a little bit now. So they're up at 48, so I'm actually going to move them down, just looking at the charts. So I'm going to move this down. Still want to give it plenty of scope, but I'll move it down to 42 now, and hopefully that's still giving it enough room to breathe, because it's been fairly oscillating this morning, this euro dollar. Yes, it's broken down, but I still want to give it that room to breathe. So if I move it to 42, whatever happens, I won't lose more than maybe a couple £100 at that point. So if I lose, and so obviously, and we've had a really good discussion in the trading room this morning, in that if you trail your stop down too aggressively, then I could end up just getting stopped out. Nothing wrong with that, and sometimes you're at a point where you think, okay, yeah, and depending on the type of trade, you would trail your stop aggressively. This isn't one of those sorts of trades today, because I'm trying to give it that bigger slack, because I've seen the potential for this slightly bigger move on this one today. So you have to give it the room to breathe. The other thing, which was a really good question, was that someone said, Charlie, your account on the challenge account here is up at its daily target. Would you bank your profits because you're at daily profit target? So in theory, I could just close out now, and that's it, and done for the day. But that's a limiting factor, because you never base taking your profits on whether you've hit your daily target or not. You base taking your profits based on the trade and on the targets that you have on the trade that you've taken, and only afterwards. So let's say I'd hit a load of targets, then fine, and then if I've hit my targets on the trade and I had closed out, and I'm up £427 or whatever, then yes, then you would say, okay, I no longer need to trade today. But whilst the trade's still running, we don't know if this is going to become an £800 trade yet. We don't know. For all I know, this is going to come back and stop me out for minus 200. It's just a trade at the moment, which has not played itself out yet to the targets. I'm still looking at that sub 112 that it's got to get to, down into the 111 in the 111.80s. So that's where the first target is. So it's still got a lot of work to do. Anyway, so for now, I'm going to just move these stops. It's moving a bit slow while I'm doing the recording. So I'm going to press pause on the recording, but I'm just trailing the stops at the moment. Okay, just back, and the euro dollar is breaking down somewhat now. We're getting closer towards that target, so I'm just having a quick look here. Getting closer towards taking some profit off here. So as I'm watching, as we're coming down there into low 90s, so if we can get this break and get down there, we're getting closer towards that first target. I will come out into the 80s. So if we get, there we go, here we go. So taking that first target, 87, just closed out the first £950 now. This is a really good example today of holding on to the winners, and I'm going to really go through this. I'm bringing up the second deal ticket because we're getting down to that daily S1 pivot, which is where I'll be taking that second second profit off as we get down towards these mid 70s. Here we go, we're getting closer on the flush here, and we've taken that second profit level off if it can get down there. So I'm just holding on here at the moment and seeing if we can get down into that a little bit lower. And so let's see if we can get there. 70 odd. Come on then. It's just a little bit above the that pivot at the moment. I'm not too fussed about getting exactly there. Here we go. Right, closing out here, 73. So we've now got two of those profits banked, and now we're in. Now I can finally start to trail that stop down. Stop can be moved down to 112.28 on this final portion now. So let's just move that stop. Not that there's any great rush. And then I'm going to really just want to go into this because we've still got some other levels a bit lower. So I need to have a look at those. So first of all, let's just move this stop down. 27, that'll do. So whatever happens, I've banked about £700. Even if this was to come all the way back up and stop me out. Now this is where it's going to. This is really. It's been a fascinating move here this morning in what's happened. It's been a long time coming. I've been talking to the guys in the trading room about this, and what I'm actually going to do. Sorry, hold on a second. We're going to take a half off half of this trade. And in order for me to take a half off, as we're down here of this final portion, I actually need to change this to 50,000, and then I hit buy as we're coming down. I've just noticed we're on to my lower daily bands, so I'm actually going to take this down some onto a final quarter there. Okay, so I'm now in the final quarter, and that's it. So what I've done is, like you've seen me do in recent weeks, is I've just effectively, I'm now net short. I've got the 100,000 short in, but I've just bought 50,000, so I'm net short still 50,000. So obviously if it carries on going lower, then that's great. That's what I'd rather have, but I've just protected that just because I've noticed we've hit the daily lower band. But I'm looking towards 111.20 as a final target. 111.20 is my final target. Now we don't need to look at the P&L right now. So let's actually go over this again. We've gone through a whole morning here since I first shorted back this morning over here, put that first unit in just after 7 o'clock, and we've had to sit through all this chop, and it's been a fascinating psychological story here today, talking to some of the guys in the room. So we've got some newer guys in the room. Some of them panicked themselves out and took profits back here, and now I'm sure they'll be kicking themselves for taking their profits too soon. So it doesn't matter, even if I'm taking a trade, people will still do their own thing, and that's fine. But it was all about trying to hold on to your trading plan, and that's what we've been discussing. We've had to sit there, and even just up to 10 minutes ago, the market was coming up, and I was still talking to the guys saying, yeah, this could come up, stop me out, and I'll still have a losing day. But you have to stick to your plan. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, then let's see if we can get this to move. Then it plummets. So all of a sudden you're out, and I said, look, this is the difference by sticking to your trading plan between having, if I'd have taken profits up there, could have taken profits for 200-300 quid. I think I was up one point about £400, wasn't I, when we were recording? And but that was £400. But sometimes you get the days which pay out, and now I'm up £1,200. All right, we don't know yet. Because this could still come all the way back up and stop me. But whatever happens, I'll have made £750. Whatever happens. So even if it can't extend all the way down towards that 111.20 to 30 zone, that's what I'm going to be looking towards. So a really good psychological trade here today. And I can't always find these bigger moves, but right from the off today, it's always been about looking for this bigger move on the euro today. I spotted it on the daily charts right early this morning, and then we just had to sit through it. It was a bit uncertain for a while, but you have to stick to that analysis. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and I'm going to have to actually call this a wrap. I'm flying off to Dublin, and so I'm going to have to just put orders in for my final final bits. Well, I'm heading off to Dublin in an hour, but I need to get this video update all loaded. So the Euros had this good run. I've covered all that off. This is where we're at. $1,800 this morning, and it's not going to change too much from that actually. Whatever happens now, I've trailed the stops down to 112.10, and I've only got a small position left on this anyway. So it's ended up being a really nice run. If it carries on running down, I've got a target down at 111.30 will be my overall target, just a bit above my daily target I was looking at, the daily level should I say. And if it gets down to there, then we'll be up over $2,000 today. So a good run today. Have a great weekend. I'm having to leave it at that, and whatever happens, it'll be a good day, whatever. So have a great weekend, and we'll be back in touch next week.